created wide, so it looks like we're all set. So let's send it out to our match announcers live at Ibrox.
It's absolutely rocking today. I've never heard it this noisy, and hopefully the players will give us a game to remember.
Celtic seeking their 100th league victory over Rangers. If they manage it, they will be champions today. Rangers have lost their last 3 games at home. Never in their 140-year history have they lost 4 in a row at home. Here's Aluko. Wallace chasing, but Thomas Robner across.
Well, I think Rangers' system will certainly give Lee Wallace and Stephen Whittaker a far higher starting position up the pitch. It's just a matter of whether they can pin Celtic back. Got to say I'm surprised that Samaras is playing wide left in this Celtic side. He's a much more obvious outball, much more obvious target for me if Celtic are going with 1 up.
An all-firm debut for Rhys McCabe. He takes that throw. Celtic not so much would-be champions, more will-be champions. It's just a question of when. Is it their destiny today? Rangers know they simply must delay the inevitable. If it's got to happen, they don't want it happening here. Both teams wounded, Rangers off the pitch and on it lately. Celtic denied a treble last week when they lost the League Cup final to Kilmarnock. Here's Victor Wanyama for Key. Charlie Mulgrew seeking out Stokes. Away by Bocanegra, but not that far. Scott Brown is on the scene with his opposing captain, Stephen Davis. This is Key. And now Rogner.
That's more or less a flat back 4 Rangers are going with now. That may be because Ali McCoy said a look at the Celtic side. Anthony Stokes up on his own, and he wouldn't want 3 centre-backs playing against 1 striker. So at the moment Stephen Whittaker's taken a 1 step back, more or less a flat back 4.
Here's Lee McCulloch leading the line and taking a sore one early on. Key. McCulloch back on his feet. He rarely stays down for long. This is his kind of game. Played at the back last week, now up the front.
Well, that's the right idea for Anthony Stokes. Anthony Stokes will want it up the outside of the centre-backs. But I don't think he's going to win too many if they're played up in the air. They're going to have to be really precise, Celtic, if they want to get him into the game.
McCulloch flicks it on. Luko chasing. Away by Rogner, but only to Edu. McCulloch. Aluko! Brilliantly stopped by Char.
Oh, it's great link-up play from the front 2. All came from Lee McCulloch winning the first header. Ronya did well here, but as it comes back in, great first touch here from Aluko, and Chad did brilliantly to make the block.
McCabe's corner. It's Whittaker. Davis. Lapatch. Lee Wallace. Hit by Rogner. Now Scott Brown. Even by old firm standards, the atmosphere inside Ibrox is pretty special.
That sure is. I mean, the normal rules apply here, Ian. You know, for every player out there, it's a matter of getting through the first 5-10 minutes without making a mistake, and certainly without conceding a goal. Just want a couple of safe touches of the ball and try and settle into this. But you can see already, I mean, it's frantic, it's frenetic, and it's going to be a big test for the referee, Callum Murray.
Rogner for Char. Red start for him. Bocanegra. Goyan. Davis. Has to go back to Whittaker. It's his first game since Christmas Eve. But needs must for Rangers.
decisions right, and he's not going to get everything right. But you know, I say it every time that the game will be as difficult as the players care to make it for.
Papach, Edu. Bocanegra up towards McCulloch. Always game for a battle.
Well, he's a great outball, you know. Rangers can go high to Lee McCulloch. I don't think Celtic can go high to Anthony Stokes. You know, he'll give either full-back a diagonal. If Rangers have the ball in the right-back position, he'll be in the inside left channel and vice versa. He's a terrific target. He's not going to run away from you, but Rangers will play for second balls off him.
Twice in the last 72 league derbies as the team scoring first lost. Papach progressing nicely. Samaras had to get back and help, and here is McCabe. Why not?
I think Fraser Foster knows it's going wide. There's no extension of the arms here from Foster, but I'll tell you what, the youngster certainly got his foot through it here. Samaras back, doesn't really get it safe. Plenty of zip on the shot. Foster knows it's going wide. Doesn't have to use his hands here. It's a very decent effort from the kid.
Only his third appearance for Rangers. Players wearing black armbands today to show their support for Monarchs Liam Kelly and his family. Whittaker. McCabe. Wallace. Wild from Wallace.
Oh, you know, Stephen Davis going beyond there. If a Luko does come short, then Stephen Davis will go long.
Celtic had a torrid time early season, and he was under pressure. 3-0 down at half-time at Kilmarnock. They came back for a point that day, and their season was soon transformed. Eventful first season as Rangers manager. We're hoping things can only get better. It's a free kick.
It's a free kick to Rangers. I think Callum Murray should have been letting the game go there because Lee McCulloch did brilliantly at the other end to win it. He may have felt it was a head injury there to Goyan.
Romanian will take this free kick. Whittaker, tracked now by Samaras. Whittaker, on his cross in, away by Mulgrew. McCabe. Corner.
Yeah, good spot by Callum Murray. See even after the first 10 minutes how much Rangers are up for this, determined that this isn't going to be Celtic's day on their patch.
It's a big day for 19-year-old Rhys McCabe. Big day for everyone. McCabe's corner doesn't clear Key. Sent back by Davis, away by Rogner. Papach, it's cannoned off Stokes. Keys onto it. Side Stokes.
Yeah, Goyan did well. He could see the ball, he could see Stokes, and he knows he can step up with complete certainty here on the right-hand side, Goyan.
Luko, definitely a threat. Still going. That is just brilliant. A goal for Luko. A goal for the fans. A goal for the cause.
Oh, you got to say that Celtic have been undone by some terrific footwork from Sonia Luko there. The lovely little nutmeg gets him clear. This nutmeg here on Ronya gets him in behind. Jack can't get round. Takes it away from Mulgrew. He still had it all to do. And it's a super finish. And sometimes you've got to hold your hands up. And Celtic have just been done here by a terrific piece of skill.
An early goal for Rangers. Something to smile about. Ibrox Stadium is moving. Three sides of it anyway. Sonia Luko came on and impressed at Dundee United last week.
Oh, he's changed it, Neil Lennon. He's got Samaras through the middle now. No surprise for me in that.
Here's Stokes. Able to tee up Ledley. Wanyama. Scott Brown. Charlie Mulgrew. Pressure from Edu. He's escaped his clutches, and this is some run. Wanyama now. Key. Fellow Korean Jar does have a burst of pace.
It's a good tackle by Lee Wallace. Got just enough on it to take the pace off the cross.
Luko, 5 goals in his last 8 games. Again, but it's a desperate delivery from Whittaker. Samaras is away. Isn't he just? Samaras opens it up. Samaras looking to follow Luko. Stokes! Over and out.
Terrific save from Alan McGregor initially. Wonderful play from Samaras. At his very best here. As he beats young McCabe here, I think he must have been thinking about bringing him down. Allows him to run on. He gets Bocanegra squared up. He's good enough to go round him. Well, that's a terrific stop from Alan McGregor, and Stokes just hits it into the ground a little bit too much. But this is why Samaras is in the side. And you wonder why Neil Lennon doesn't get it more often from him.
McGregor, the most experienced Old Firm campaigner on the pitch, preserving Rangers' lead for now, but it is a corner, and you can usually rely on Charlie Mulgrew to send in a good one. And it goes from Mulgrew. McGregor made it his. Davis away now, but Charles covering. And he returns it to Mulgrew. Lovely little pass here for Stokes, and it's another sensational save from McGregor.
Terrific save. Bocanegra's got to get tighter on Stokes. Backed off here, has it played into Stokes? Look at Bocanegra. Just backs off, allows him to turn, get the shot away. He's got to go and squeeze here, the Rangers centre back. Having said that, terrific touch from Stokes to open his body up.
Nearly, but not quite, but a terrific response this from Celtic. Keys corner. By McGregor again. Retrieved with it.
I think he's doing the right thing at the corners. There's so much traffic in front of him. He really doesn't want to try and take anything into his gloves. He's doing the right thing, getting both fists onto it.
Wanyama. Adam Matthews playing at left back. Joe Ledley out wide at the moment. Here he is. Ledley's crosses are good and Papac's dealt with it.
Oh, Scott Brown looked favourite. What a good cross. Terrific defending.
Meantime, back up the other end. Lee McCulloch. Only Luca with him for now, although Lee Wallace has made giant strides to get there. Corner.
Yeah, that's the right decision. Jack got his toe onto the ball there. Rangers looking for a free kick. But they broke so quickly. Again, it was Lee McCulloch that provided the outball down the left-hand side.
Spectacular start to this latest Glasgow derby. Came with the corner, away by Mulgrew.
As the ball's played, as it's knocked up, the first ball to McCulloch is offside. Took a terrific touch again though to make that half yard.
Rangers weathered a mini Celtic storm. Now they're having another go themselves as McCabe tries again. It was brave from Rogner. Easily they've got a boot in the head. Papac. Davis, McCulloch, nearly for Aluko, and goal kick this time.
Well, Celtic have got a real problem with Lee McCulloch, and the two centre-backs are going to have to stand up to the physical threat of this man. Now, this is a moment that Sonny Aluko won't forget in a hurry. He takes both centre-backs out of the game, nutmeg to lose Ronya, could have hit it early here, takes Mulgrew out of the game, and he's got his head up as he applies the finish. It's a wonderful piece of individual skill.
A goal of his own making. Goal that has got Rangers going and has got this Old Firm game going. Matthews. Zonks was off.
Very tight. We're in line with that. Papac's didn't get up in time, that's the question. It's a good run by Stokes, good offer. Papac's on the near side. As it's played, well, he's well onside, Anthony Stokes. Papac's gets off with one there.
Stokes. Brown. Wait for others to arrive in the box. He's up against Bokenegger anyway. All the way through for the Celtic skipper.
That's okay, that's better from Charlie McGrew. Just took Lee McCulloch under the ball. For the first 15 minutes or so, Lee McCulloch's been bullying the two centre-backs.
Key for Brown in some space. He's overcooked it for Chava.
Oh, I had to play early, otherwise Chago's offside, runs offside. Trying to get him in as early as possible. Difficult in a straight line to get the weight right.
He has won 5 of his 10 Old Firm games as Celtic manager.
paying off for Rangers right now. Anytime the ball's knocked up, Lee McCullough looks favourite.
Lennon raging with his defence. Luco, Wallace. Luco was in an Aberdeen side that lost 9-0 to Celtic. Just had his payback moment. McCabe switching it to Whittaker. Target from Stephen Whittaker.
Oh, gets into that part of the pitch, has every right to take the shot on. Again, it's a good switch from young McCabe, who started really well. Matthew's always showing Stephen Whittaker on his weaker foot, and that's why.
First game for 3 months for Whittaker.
Rangers a bit busier in terms of attempts, but more crucially, they have the breakthrough.
On by Brown. Ledley, Stokes. Ledley held up by Whittaker. Edu. Matthews. McGrew. Samaras. Nyama steps in briefly. Whittaker. Luco. Threatening again. He's picked out Lee Wallace!
I don't know why he goes with the inside of his foot. He should be smashing that back across the keeper. Well, Luco took a long time to get his head up to spot the run. Eventually he sees him. He's got to hit that with everything he's got. Goes with the inside of his foot, never gets over it with any conviction. And that's a very decent chance wasted.
Wallace, who had an early effort, ruled out in the last derby. Appears to cross the line. Stokes. Ledley. Wanyama. Key. Capable much better from distance.
We've seen him once or twice finding the top corner from that range. Rangers wouldn't be wise to back off him.
Don't manage to secure the title today. Another chance next week, and we'll be at Celtic Park when they take on St Johnstone. That's from 12:30 next Sunday on Sky Sports 4 HD. Samaras against Goya. To thread it through to Stokes. Nyama. Rogner. Jar. Brown. Picked by Papa.
Yeah, that's a good turn by Scott Brown. No real natural wood in the Celtic side today. They're going to miss Young Forest.
Brown. By McCabe.
Who's made a very impressive start to the game, the youngster. I mean, the position he's playing today is for an experienced pro, sitting just in front of the centre-backs. But he looks very comfortable so far.
They had to use him at right back last week at Tyne Eisenberg, who has played there in the youth team. Rogner. Out by Goyan. Davis now for Whittaker. Luco chasing, and so is Charlie Mulgrew. Rangers a goal to the good, a really good goal from Sonny Luco. By Sharp. Throw coming from McCabe towards McCullough. Sharp.
Well, he's quite happy to be tripped to a chair. He's got a problem otherwise. He's locked into the corner with nowhere to go here. Free kick will do Celtic nicely, gets them out. This is where Celtic have got to do what Rangers are doing and just go back to front. From this kind of situation, Samaras is an obvious target. Concerning Ali McCoy's face, but he must be delighted with what he's watching so far.
Sharp. Out by Bocanegra. Swap round. Two captains in combat. What a cross though for Stokes!
Well, he's going to knock it back across the face there, Anthony Stokes. I don't think he can score from that angle. Scott Brown did brilliantly to find any kind of cross here. Is Stokes going to score from it? I don't think so. I think he's got to try and find Ledley.
Papac. Collects the target again. He's won it again.
Good knock down again. Luka should be reading that.
Celtic's League Cup final defeat last week was their first loss in 27 domestic matches. Given away by Wanyama. McCulloch now, and Aluko. Lee Wallace joining this attack. And Aluko has found him. It's a foul on the edge of the area, it's seen. What colour is the card going to be? It's red for Char. He's off. Celtic, a goal down, and now a man down.
Well, the contact certainly looked outside the box. Wallace makes a brilliant offer here. And the Celtic fullback is always the wrong side here. As he leans in, well, it is a goal-scoring opportunity. It's a lovely pass from Aluko. And if he's not brought down, Lee Wallace is in for a shot there. Always that half yard ahead of the Celtic player.
Game over for Char. 17 red cards in the last 21 Glasgow derbies. It's that kind of match. An intriguing free kick for Rangers. Izagirre could be coming on for Celtic. There's a bit of movement concerning that as we wait for this free kick. McCabe against the wall, bounced off Brown. Izagirre will be on shortly. Murray even got a touch. Wanyama has booted Aluko, another free kick.
He's just trying to keep a lid on it here, Callum Murray. Into the big kick from Aluko. Samaras for that matter.
Further out, same taker. McCabe, another team.
I'm just trying to fizz one in with a bit of dip on it to make it awkward for Foster. Been playing for a spill as much as anything else, and no shortage of support there had he spilled it.
And Doran Goyan is in bother here with Callum Murray. He's had a bit of a set to in the afters of that free kick.
Well, in the meantime, it gives Neil Lennon a chance to make the change here. This will be Adam Matthews to right back, Izagirre to left back. Who comes off? That's the question. It's a nice bit of top spin on that young McCabe. Heavy work over the Celtic keeper. Not happy happy with the challenge from Goya.
Well, Anthony Stokes is going to be taken off here. How ironic, only his second Old Firm start, but Leeds must after Charles red card, Izaguirre on.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult to see what else Neil Lennon does. I mean, Samaras gives him a much better outball. If they're down to 10 men, they're going to have to go back to front at times, and in that respect, Samaras has to play up top.
No complaints from Stokes there, who's waited so long to start a Glasgow derby. The only other one he began was early last season. Each other, now Davis, and now Aluko. Rangers hungry for a second. Aluko blocked.
Did well, Charlie McGrew. Izaguirre, just a lack of concentration, ball slipped under his foot. And Aluko looks so lively, but this is a huge decision for Callum Murray. The question here is the pass getting away from Lee Wallace, or is he getting on the end of it? If he's getting on the end of it, it's a goal-scoring opportunity. And I think, but for the challenge, Lee Wallace is getting the shot away there. And I think Callum Murray's got it spot on. Always the wrong side there, Cha. Clumsy challenge, but I don't think Callum Murray had a choice.
Celtic are going to clinch the title today. They're going to have to do it the hard way. Down to 10 men. And trailing 1-0. Rangers would be so very fired up for this, and Scott Brown has given McCulloch a bump.
I don't think it was much more than a bump. I think that's why Neil Lennon's getting involved needlessly, I've got to say. I think we'll find that Lee Wallace is fine. Lee McCulloch is okay here. Scott Brown certainly had a nudge at, no more than that. And the big fella's back up on his feet and on his way into the box already, no surprise there.
McCabe. McCabe again. Papach. Aluko. McCabe. Davis. Aluko. Wallace. Samaras though.
Samaras was held there. I can't believe he didn't get the free kick, and neither can he. And that should have been a free kick as well.
It's going to be pulled back for a free kick, is it? No. The free kick for either of them. Charlie Mulgrew. 10 minutes to half-time, and as usual on these occasions, it seems to have flown by. Key. Izaguirre, who won so many Player of the Year awards last season, but has been injured for much of this season. Ledley's cross.
They only had Samaras, and that's going to be the problem. Getting company up beside Samaras. When Celtic do get the ball from the wide area, Scott Brown's got to come off the right-hand side there, come in back post and give him a little bit of help there.
Davis. And again. McCabe for Wallace. Adam Matthews preparing to launch this. The nearest target is Wanyama. Matthews again. Brown. An effective clearance from Davis. Put back by Brown. Could have been left from McGregor by Bocanegro.
Well, I'm sure he got a show there, but you can see what he's suggesting. He never heard it, and in this atmosphere, I'm not surprised.
Yes, it is a bit noisy. Another long throw for Matthews. Brown. McGregor made sure that he got there.
Well, an equal share of the ball so far. That will change because Celtic won't see as much of it now they're down to 10. I think with their 50%, Rangers have done a bit more with it than Celtic so far.
Edu. McCabe. Whittaker. Collock now for Edu. This is Papat. Celtic. McCabe. Wallace.
That's another terrific switch from young McCabe, who was running the game from that deep position. He was switching it for fun.
Wallace. Papat. Davis. Pressure from Ledley. Parting over McCulloch, free kick.
Yeah, the two Celtic centre-backs have really had a problem with Lee McCulloch. They might have a problem here as well.
Luko provided some individual inspiration for the goal. Able to do much with that free kick.
The first mistake he's made in the match. Very lively, and he's the type that, you know, the early goal is going to do wonders for his confidence, and he's the type who needs a bit of confidence in his game.
Great take from Samaras, taken out by Papat, was it? No, apparently. Samaras bemused. McCabe.
Reckons it was tripped here. Papat's just saying he got his toe onto the ball. Just takes the inside here. Oh, he certainly brought Samaras down. He may have got a toe onto the ball eventually, but it was a free kick.
Celtic certainly had a point there. Wanyama. Segure. Ledley, Wanyama. break. Taking his time, seeking out Samaras. New ball. Like applause.
Well, he knows he's in for a really hard shift in what's left of this game, Georgios Samaras. Up there on his own now, and at times looking pretty isolated.
Luko, challenged by Mulgrew. Ledley turned into trouble though. McCabe, Whittaker. Almost gave Ledley a glimpse. Davis. A surge from Rangers. Lee Wallace. Patch. Edu. Okay, relishing his role. Whittaker. When Yama intervened. Zagire. Key.
Well, look how deep he is, Key, and Johan Mjällby has been on the touchline, trying to get the back line further up the pitch. At the moment, for Celtic, the game is too long for the midfield players to support Samaras.
Scott Brown on the collision course with Stephen Davis. Key, Izagirre. Still going.
Did the half bit, Izagirre made the half yard for the cross, then poor delivery. No problem for Alan McGregor.
Papac. Luko. Scott Brown. Passed that to Luko, who was unimpressed.
Well, he did smash the ball into Luko. It's the follow through that's a concern of Luko. And Lee McCulloch, who's letting Callum Murray know all about it as well. Scott Brown's just got to walk away there. The last thing Celtic need is another red card here.
Yeah, he's going to have a word with Scott Brown, I think. And of course, they had a touchline bust-up with Neil Lennon, rather infamously, last season. 1 minute minimum stoppage time.
Well, he did the right thing. He doesn't know where Samaras is there, the American. He did the right thing getting it safe.
Mulgrew now. Izagirre.